Al-Qaeda raised its flag over government buildings in Ramadi and Fallujah, claiming control of the Iraqi city where American troops seized important victories in 2004 and 2006. Veterans' mixed reactions are rapidly going viral. Corey Murphy posted, "These are obviously the cowards that ran away in 2004, coming back now to look like victors." But others disagree. Here with a personal look at the situation are U.S. Marine veteran Nick Popovich, who was injured while fighting in Fallujah in 2004, and Professor Muna Abdel-Samad, director of the Institute of Public and Urban Affairs at San Diego State. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having us on.
Nick, Fallujah's fall to Al-Qaeda has really kicked off a storm virally across the internet. What is your reaction to it?
Well, my reaction is I'm proud of what happened there. I'm proud that we stood alongside of these people and fought for freedom, fought for liberty. And I understand a lot of veterans' reactions, because when you're having rocket and machine gun fights at close range, that's a very emotional experience. And anger afterwards is certainly understandable.
Well, there's certainly a mixed post on this Facebook page called the Battle of Fallujah Facebook. They echo kind of your take on it. A veteran, Joe Sanchez, wrote, "We fought for one another, not that damn city. The brothers we lost didn't die for that city. They died for us." But Chris Garrett posted, "I have wondered if there was something from there that was worth all the fighting, death, and destruction. I haven't found that yet." So we've got different messages on this and different takes of clearly, which we would get from veterans. And I want to ask you, Muna, how did we get into this situation? What triggered this particular uprising?
Well, basically what has been happening is there are a lot of grievances from the Anbar province, and especially from the minority that is there, because they haven't been included in the government. It started in 2003 and was followed with another, the parliamentary election in 2010, when a group of Sunni and Shia won the election, but they were not allowed to form a government. So they also felt disenfranchised again. So this disenfranchised situation that they're going through has created fertile ground for people like Al-Qaeda to move back into the situation or into this region. Now, the other thing that's happening also is that Al-Qaeda has a geographical depth now with the war in Syria. So they're using that in order to be able to move back to Iraq. So this situation has not been born by like in the last 10 days, but it has been taken a long time. The people in Anbar province have been demonstrating for a long time, asking for more inclusion in the government. And so we're seeing some of those.
So then you have Al-Qaeda kind of swoop in and say, this is fertile ground, we'll help you if nobody else will.
Exactly.
I know the U.S. has offered a show of support with Vice President Biden calling twice this week, Iraqi's prime minister, but he has said that soldiers will not be sent back. So I'll continue with you, Muna. What do you think can be done to remove insurgents from this region and help Iraqi regain control?
I think a military solution would not be the only solution, or could not be the only solution. I think a military and a political solution is the only way to control that region. So we have seen the tribal leaders pushing Al-Qaeda back, which is a very good step. But at the same time, we have seen these tribal leaders not wanting the Iraqi government to step in. And so if the population doesn't want the central government to step in, then the solution is going to be very hard. So what we are looking at is not military help, in my opinion, but rather asking the central government of Iraq to try and include these people in the political process, and then by de facto, I should say, they will be fighting Al-Qaeda and pushing it back. And we have seen a push, by the way, also from the Syrian military council and Jabhat al-Nusra against the Al-Qaeda in Syria.
A combination of that. Nick,
yeah.
You were there in 2004. What do you think it's going to take for Iraqi forces to secure these cities and regain control?
Well, they're much stronger than people give them credit for. I mean, this is a much more bigger concept than people realize. I mean, these are people fighting it out to the death, us, them. And distance is not much farther than you and I, firing weapons at each other, fighting for freedom, fighting for liberty, fighting for human rights. And when these Al-Qaeda individuals come back, they're going to bring oppression with them. And once you give people a taste of freedom, it's pretty hard to take it away from them. I think these Iraqi brothers we have they're much stronger than people give them credit for. I don't think this fight's over by a long stretch. I stood beside them. I was honored to stand beside them. I was honored my nation put me in that position.
All right. Well, thank you so much, veteran U.S. Marine Sergeant Nick Popovich and Professor Muna Abdel-Samad. Thank you for talking with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having me back.